As an ex-social worker, can I tell you the honest reason why people don't like social services? And no, it's not because of Tracy Beaker and back in the days how social workers used to be portrayed. But it comes down to this simple thing. I think I figured it out. Accountability. We are probably the worst service when it comes down to being accountable, alongside the police, I would say. We are one of the worst services when it comes down to making a human error that can cost someone their lives or their livelihood, should I say. And we don't know how to be accountable for it. Hear me out, because it does sound super basic, yeah, but it is the thing that causes such a huge disconnect between the actual service and the link to the service users and what they're getting from it. A time when I took on a family or case that I was working, and it was off the back of a situation where the council had basically shared information that they shouldn't have shared with this person, and it completely changed their whole thought experience of family. Obviously, there was sensitive information in there that had been leaked. And the way in which that was dealt with, when I took this case on, I was not shocked about the fact that this child no longer wanted to engage with social services. Why would you? Because something as simple as a genuine, thought-out apology couldn't be given. I think a lot of the time where we lack as social services is understanding that although we are human and we do make mistakes, those mistakes can cost people their whole experience in life, their own personality, their own being and sense of self. It can cost a lot more than just don't worry about it, they'll get over it tomorrow and there'll be a different problem. The most refreshing situations are ones where a social worker does something that has greatly impacted a family, that might have been a misunderstanding or an upset, or caused, a rift between parents, or caused a rift between a child and the parent, or whatever. They've done something that has essentially unpacked issues that maybe people were not ready to attack at that moment or to address at that moment. And listen, I'm not excused from this, by the way. I'm not pointing fingers at everybody else and making it seem as if I'm exempt. I made a load of mistakes, costly mistakes, stupid mistakes. I will tell you the mistakes that I've made. If you want to hear a series of mistakes that I've made as a social worker, I'm open about sharing this, because it's so important to learn from these mistakes. It's so important for somebody to be able to have the opportunity to point the finger at you and say, you messed up here and this cost me X. And I think that sometimes what we are missing as a service is that we are too scared to have somebody else, a service user, tell us, you messed up so bad that this is what you cost me. And actually being in a space where you're not trying to defend your service, you're not trying to defend your social worker, you're not trying to defend your team, but actually hearing out somebody who is experiencing the repercussions of an action that may have been a mistake, may have been a misjudgment, may have been a misunderstanding, but still had an impact. Sometimes we are too focused on backing ourselves and proving that we're good people, that we forget to take accountability on the things that have caused our families that we work with so much heartbreak, or, a breakdown in relationships, or, an issue within the home environment. So yeah, that's just me. That's just little old me, a small piece of the puzzle that has now left social work. But that's truly what I think is the reason why people can't stand social services, is because we almost make ourselves come across as if we're exempt from making mistakes. And when we do, we don't know how to hold our hands up and say, actually, we really screwed up here. And not just that, not just the script of, I'm so sorry this happened, we're going to make better choices next time. Not that at all. Because that's almost taking the opportunity away from someone to be angry. They're allowed to be angry. Service users are allowed to be angry at us. They're allowed to be so annoyed that we ruin something or mess up something, and giving that opportunity rather than just trying to seal it off and be like, well, that's done. We gave you a solution for it. We responded in 14 working days and gave you an outcome letter. Yes, there's one thing following the process, and there's one thing being genuine in accountability. And I think that's a lot of what we can learn as a service. No one is exempt from this. Everyone within a social work, remit or perspective needs to be able to hold themselves accountable as a service when things go wrong, and not just blame it on the legal aspect, the law, the policies, whatever we want to throw shade on. But that's just my thoughts. That's just me.